Seems good.
What?
Stream is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Wednesday biotest. Thank you for the hat redeem. Already got it on there. I appreciate it, my friend. It's so wonderful to have the whole crew here on this beautiful Wednesday. Any day I can wake up and code with the crew is beautiful, and you guys, all of you beautiful people out there making my morning beautiful. Annex, welcome back. Kovalaki, wonderful to see the whole crew with us. Crizzy, I'm so worried. I hope work goes well. I hope I hope the hate is not flowing through you too much, or maybe that's how you get your power. Let the hate flow through you, Crizzy. Good morning, Count Oron. That's right. Good morning, Count Oron. JD, it's right. It's gonna be a waka wonderful time today, because I did get the movement working. I did get movement. Thank you for that dopamine code, Monk. Thank you for the dopamine code, Monk. It's so wonderful to have the whole crew here. We got Code Monk. We got Mary Cat.
Seems good.
Why is my thing not showing everybody? Hang on 1 second. Why must you be this way? Hang on. We got Code Monk. We got Mary Cat. Thank you so much for being here. Siler Atomic. Welcome back to the stream. Kuwani. Biotests. Thank you for your frists. Thank you for your firsts. I hope things have been going well. Black Mage. UK. I'm so glad you're here today. Thank you for the door. Thank you for the door. Thank you for the nice BK. Wonderful work on your website, Corpless. I hope your exams are going well, or went well, or are going to go well. I can't remember exactly where you are in the process of your examining, but I hope it's going well. JD, glad to see you here on time. I'm used to seeing you. I'm used to not seeing you until halfway through class. You know, I'm trying to look, JD. We're trying to have. I want to give you a good grade. I'm not mad. Look, JD, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Disappointed. Crazy, it's noon here in Austria. I've always wanted to visit Austria. Crazy, I've always wanted to visit Austria. If I make it to Austria, what should I go see? Dram, welcome back to the stream. It's great to have you. Crazy, of course. Enjoy your, I hope you're enjoying work. I hope you don't suffer too much from your work. Hyper, but glad to have you here. G, thank you for coming back. I saw you streaming The Witness. I want to check it out some more. I just haven't had a chance to get over there. Black Mage says, I've started a C# course. Finally taking the plunge. Nice. I hope you enjoy C# as much as I have. When I was very resistant to C# for years as a former Java enthusiast. I remember people saying, you know, I almost used my real name. Hey, you guys know my real name. A friend of mine said, you gotta check out C#. Look at this cool syntax they have, this link syntax they have. Check out these cool features they have. And I remember just being like, yeah, but it's Microsoft only, isn't it? This was back probably early 2000s, maybe even late 90s, being like, but it has to run on Windows, doesn't it? It has to run on Windows. And that's the main thing that kept me from using it. That's the main thing that kept me from using it for such a long time. Is I'm such a Linux nut. That said, I've never loved Java. Java was my first truly object-oriented programming language. What do you want to see in Austria? I don't know. I've always wanted, so Austria, I just want to go visit because the people seem so awesome. Austria. Yeah, that's why I'm asking, Chrissy, what's in Austria? What should I go visit? Austria, let me look here. Is that in Hungary? Hungary. Austria, is that right? Was a military diplomat. I remember there was something I wanted to see. Let's put another shrimp on the Barbie. Hungary. Hang on, I'm looking. 1, to do in Austria? I just want to visit a lot of places. I want to visit a lot of places. See, here's the thing, 24 awesome things. Look how beautiful Austria looks. Look at this, these green hills. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen here. Hang on. Look at, oh, now it's going to open up some crazy ad. Now I'm going to get in trouble. All right, I need to get ad blocker on this page here. Come to London, BK said, look, I want to go everywhere. I've traveled very little. Kovalaki, welcome back to the stream. It's nice to have you here. Annex Codes, Count Oron, Black Mage, Poo Stack. I hope that stack has been manageable, my friend. Maybe we need to change my username to Hat Stack. Hat Stack here. I'm on TV. Look, Mom, I'm famous. Mom. I'm on the TV. Black Mage Language Wars. I don't know any other language, so it should be a nice journey. But yeah, Crizzy, that's what I was asking. What's in Austria for me to see? It just looks like a beautiful place to go hiking, I love hiking, I love camping, I love exploring nature. It just looks beautiful. That's really what it looks like to me. And that's just saying, if I ever make it Austria, beautiful. Let's look at these look how beautiful Austria is. At least these pictures that I've seen of Austria. I just remember I was watching a documentary that was talking about the history of history stuff and just Austria just being so beautiful. So beautiful. A lot of people live in London. You know, I don't want to say that I don't have anything against London, but I've never felt like, man, I really got to go visit London. But what's in London? Does London have anything famous? Is there anything? I'm just kidding. There's a lot of famous things in London. Over 20 years in terms of world places to visit. London isn't great. Gotcha. In before Hatception Rex, welcome back to the stream. We got one. Bio, thank you for the hat redeem, by the way. Thank you for the hat redeem. What are we working on today, folks? Croatia. What's in Croatia, Semper Fides? Thank you for the pat, Corfless. Thank you for the pat. What are we going to work on today? What are we doing today? We are continuing work on our Pac-Man inspired game. I did spend a little bit of time cobbling together some movement. Is this XK because the last night's? No, this is just today's XKCD, JD. JD, not everything's about you. JD. I'm gonna hang on. I need a demerit command. Demerits. We need a demerits command. So I could get demerits add JD does dev 1 demerits. We could add, folks, should we do this? Do we need to add demerits to the stream? I think we do. I think we need to add demerits. Mr. Operator say Hatception. Beautiful coast, more than 1K island. That sounds awesome. Just laying it on me this morning. JD, look. It's JD. It's cause I love you, my friend. It's cause I love you. Here, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add in a couple currency. Let's add a currencies. We're gonna call these JDs. All right. So we're gonna have a currency called JDs. They're transferable. Okay. There's no payout. Oh, payout interval. Let's go every 5 minutes. Do we have? So there's no. You can only earn these by receiving them directly from the captain card. There we go. Now we got some JDs. So I can do JDs. Add all. Everyone with JDs here. One JD and everyone. Everybody gets 1 JD and then points. Sorry. JDs. JD does dev. And for being JD, you get 100 JDs. JD does dev. Could they be legumes? Maybe almonds, perhaps pistachios. All right. Congratulations on your first lance. All right. So now we got JDs. We're going to add demerits. Okay. So we're gonna, look, I don't really want to ban anyone, but sometimes we need to be able to punish people. So we're gonna add demerits. Demerits are not transferable. You can't transfer demerits away. I love to give away JDs. Oh boy, okay, make them JD almonds. Oh no. No, how? All right. So JD, this is gonna. All right. So perhaps I shouldn't encourage demerits. Add JD does dev. 5 demerits, my friend. 5 demerits. Okay, so, woo, woo. All right, this is gonna encourage some bad behavior, I believe. This is gonna encourage some bad behavior. Maybe I shouldn't encourage this. All right, everybody, I did get the Pac-Man movement working. All right, so check this out. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be one of those streams, isn't it? So check out my Pac-Man movement, the Pac moves. I can queue up my moves here. Let me turn on, where's the debug? I can turn on debug so you can see. If you look right here, it's going to show what move I have queued up next. I know I've done something terrible, so I can queue up my move now. It's kind of hard to see because it turns out Pac-Man moves pretty fast, but you can queue up the moves and Pac-Man's going to slide around the corners really nice. My game, actually, there's a bug in the original Pac-Man that mine doesn't have. So in the original Pac-Man, there's a 3-frame boost if you time the corner movement ahead of time. There's a few 90-degree turns that you get a 3-degree boost on if you do it ahead of time. Mine calculates the move ahead of time and the velocity around the corner. You don't gain any extra additional speed. This was really tricky to write, and the code is horrific. The code I wrote is horrific, but we did manage to get it in there. I was also looking up what is Pac-Man's proper speed. There's some really interesting things in that I learned about the original Pac-Man. One of them also checks, welcome back to the stream. It's wonderful to have you here. I hope you're doing a wonderful do. I hope you're doing a wonderful do. Something that's interesting in the original Pac-Man, apparently in the original come on, let's get that zoom in there. Why would you do this to me? In the original Pac-Man, there is a 1-frame delay on the Pac-Man movement speed when it consumes a dot. So Pac-Man is actually slower when it's consuming a dot. This is not true in Mrs. Pac-Man and in future versions of Pac-Man, but the original arcade version, there's a minor delay. Pac-Man, there's 1 frame where Pac-Man doesn't move when the dot is consumed, which is fascinating to know. What else was there? There's a bunch of really interesting. Let's see if we can get the dots. It's not Mrs. It's Miss. Look. You think they've been married a long? They're not married. How dare they? It's Miss. It's Miss Pac-Man. I'm sorry, JD. Let's get Captain demerits. The Captain Coder. 1 demerit to Captain Coder. I got to do an ad there. Demerits. We're gonna look. I am not exempt from the demerits. Demerits. Add the Captain Coder. Give Captain Coder 1 demerit. MJT, wonderful to have you back. 60 Hertz display and 3 megahertz Z80 processor on the original Pac-Man. I'm confused. Is that the original Pac-Man? I don't know. That sounds interesting. I heard about that, Captain Chica. Thank you for the hat redeem. Let's add a hat to the stack here. Boom. There we go. Hat to the stack. Someone was telling me I need to add a hat pop. Lance, thank you for the hat redeem. All right. Let's get crazy, folks. Let's get crazy. BK, thank you for the hat redeem. You guys just want to watch my neck. You guys just want me to have neck pain in 10 years, don't you? Lance and BK does that too. Thank you for the hat redeems. Captain Chica, exactly. Are we going for a hat overflow today? We need to add in a hat, a pop. We need a hat. The hat command needs a push and a pop command added to it. So you guys can reorganize the hats. Captain Coder, where's the hats? Captain Coder, wearing 40 hats. Captain Coder, wearing hats. They are hats and they're wearing. Is the captain wearing hats? Or are the hats wearing captain? Wearing hats. Or are the cats wearing captain? It's the Captain Coder, Coder, Captain Coder, Coder, Code. I can't do the last part. I ran out. Look, I ran out of creative juice. Creative juice just drained right out of me there. Imagine having to greet someone and take each hat off. Or can you imagine like going into a place and just being like, they have a hat rack and you just take up all the spots on the hat rack. You come in and they have a wall for all the hat racks. You just fill it. One person comes in and fills them all up. Disco, welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Okay. What are we doing? We are working on Pac-Man, and there's also Pac-Man. The other thing that's really interesting about Pac-Man, we need a hat donation box. Oh, crazy. I don't know how to set that up. I do. All right. I don't know what to do. JD, I'm also the worst. I didn't go to my mailbox yesterday. I'm just realizing right now I didn't go to. I'm one of those people that checks their mail like once a week usually. So JD, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have not checked my mail yet. Me apologies. Me apologies. Hats off to you. Crizzy, I don't have a hat donation box yet. It's true, JD, you do already got my money. You got my money. Crizzy, let me tell you what, I do have an address. I have an address where you can send stuff. I just don't want to publish that address publicly just yet. It would probably be fine. I've had people send stuff there before. I really need to set up a specific PO box for mailed stuff. Maybe I'll do that. I do have an address that's not my home address that I can receive stuff at. Anyway, the other thing is Pac-Man doesn't move. That was the other thing that was interesting, was the way Pac-Man moved is not like 1 pixel per frame. Pac-Man moves in the original Pac-Man arcade game, Pac-Man moves 1.3 pixels per frame. So every 3 frames, Pac-Man moves, what was that? Like every 3 frames, Pac-Man moves 4 pixels, which is like a fascinating thing to do. Don't you have Alexa? I don't. I can yell it out though. I can say, "Hey Alexa, remind me to set up a hat box," and then nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. I really want to say I'm a very busy person, but that would be. Look, I feel. Am I very busy, or do I just feel as though I'm very busy? That's sort of. One of those two things is true. You said everyone on Jack's party. I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about that. Hang on, I'm adding it. Look, I'm putting it in my phone right now. Which I barely use it, but I'm adding a reminder to my phone. Here, I'll show you. I'll show them all. Let's turn the dot cam on. Where's the dot cam button? There it is. All right, so I got my phone. We're gonna add in an alert for 12 p.m. today. Set up. I don't know if you can read what I'm typing. Hat box. Also JD mug. Boom. Now this will go off in 6 hours. And then I can forget about it again. But I can say that I tried. Okay, so what I want to do today, I have some options. One of the things I'm considering doing, the Hulkamania anthology. That's just, look. Yeah, which Hulkamania anthology? The Hulkamania anthology. This Hulkamania anthology. Well, this is my Hulkamania anthology collection. You say, JD, doesn't everyone have one of these? Look, this disc is out because I was watching it. Look, look at the Hulk. Look at that hot dog colored skin. That's the sign of a good tan. If your skin isn't hot dog colored, then you're not tanning right. Then you need to tan some more. Look at this guy. Look, I can't tear my shirt off. No, I love the corniness of wrestling. I love the corniness of oh yeah, oh yeah. This is the crowd. Did the Hulk walk into the point to the audience, get them to cheer at him, listen to him? It's true though. I feel like Hulk has hot dogs again. Did you finish the Catman game? Good guess. Good question, Chrissy. No. Good question. The answer is no. But here's what we got. We got the pack moving around. We're gonna make him collect dots. Collect dots. We're gonna make him eat dots next. There will never be anything more moving than WWF promos. It's true. I find wrestling so funny and enjoyable. There's something about wrestling that's so funny and enjoyable that is really fun. Did you ever code any mobile apps? I've made a few. The answer is yes, but not really. I've made a couple games for Android, and then I made a game called Beard Jewels. But this is what we have so far, Crizzy. We have a pack moving around. I need to make him collect dots. The movement code is crazy horrible. So I might refactor that. I might just toss this into. Look at this copy and paste monstrosity. The monstrosity here is just like horrible. So I'm very not proud of this code, and it needs to be burned probably. But I want to move on. I'm gonna move this code, I think, somewhere else. Daddy. Welcome back to the stream. Am I winning? We can't win just yet. There's no score, but we also can't lose. Don't burn it. Kill it with kindness. We want to kill this code with kindness. The code works. We're winning. We did get the movement code working. I want to pull it out into. I want to put it in the Catman class here. For movement. Macho Man was the epitome of raw charisma. That's true. No one can deny that. Absolutely no one can deny that. So the Catman player dot update, it's going to take in our board. The two things it needs is a board and a delta. And I believe we can move everything into the Catman class once we've done this. Okay, so if I take this, I'm gonna put this inside of the update here. And then I'm gonna take all of this nonsense. And I'm going, oh yeah, brother, I'm gonna be the cream that rises to the top. It's true. The Hulkamania is gonna take y'all. Maybe the Catman here these things need to take in a player.current direction. This should just be, we're doing some refactoring real quick. JD, am I gonna have to give you more demerits, or is this video something I could watch? Can someone watch that video for me and make sure it is safe to watch? Well, excuse me, princess. Welcome back, Mooniz. Nice to see you. My friend. Mooniz, how's it going? How's the moon? Hope it's not too cold. Hope it's just right. We are doing some refactoring here. Maybe. We're doing something. Welcome, Dragon Dust. Welcome back to the same. The video is some kind of interview. Is it? So Mooniz, let me ask, is it worth watching? Is it the top comment? Macho Man once tested positive for traces of blood. Oh no. Dragon Dust, congratulations on your number 15. Got to get those bonus points where you can. Okay. We're gonna keep coming in here. I feel like this code was more testable before and is now less testable. Next direction. Let's keep going here. We're gonna try and get rid of all of this terrible. I guess I could search for actor dot rather than doing it here, and we're gonna replace with a nothing and do it one at a time. Here we go. Thank you for the hat redeemed, Dragon Dust. Let's get a hat added to this stack. Thank you for the hat. Boom. There we go. There, all my hats are getting stretched out. It's very good for them. Got to get that hat, you know, that way they fit on my head properly. Okay, I could probably safely get rid of most of these. Boop boop. And take actor out here. What's interesting is it's saying actor may not be in a lambda expression. I may be breaking everything. Next direction. Okay, it's okay with that. It should be okay. Next direction. Do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 ba do 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 do. Do 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 do. That actor's out of work. All right, so we should we watch this? Should we watch this? Is it stream appropriate? Is it stream appropriate is my question. Or is it just a Rickroll and you guys about to get me? The first operand of is or as must be a lambda expression. That feels incorrect. And do this dot? What is this whole thing complaining about? These go away. Go away. Get away, go away. It's 1984 WWF, it's safe. It's safe work, doesn't have anything to do with the stream though. Look, does anything have anything to do with the stream, Moodness? At this point, is there anything, you know, is my stream really about anything? The stream's about JD, clearly. This is the JD show with Captain Coder. That's why when I'm always concerned when JD's so late. How do we get anything done? Isn't that the year Never Gonna Give You Up was released? Oh no! JD's Moodness, congratulations on your JD. Now you're rich. Now you're rich. Okay. These need to have a board. Or Capman needs to have a board. This is a nightmare. Public board. Current board. You don't have enough, Moodness. You only have... Look, if you type JDs, you can find out how many you have. How's it feel to be broke like the rest of us? How does it feel to be broke like the rest of us? Can I have demerits? We did add demerits as well. Current board here. We're gonna make it so we... Oh my goodness, this is horrible. This is horrible. This whole thing is horrible. Update board. Oh, I don't know how to program. I don't know how to program. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just undo everything. Let's just go back. Go back to a simpler time. At 8. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here to write good code. Can we make... do these need to be... Can these all be static? Let's start here. It takes me 2 years on a project to arrive on the because I don't know how to program. So I'm off to a good start then. These can't be statics. They need the board. Okay, so let's just go back in time. All right, we're gonna leave it here. I hate this. We're gonna create a method here, private void Capman movement. And this is gonna get chucked into that. Call it update. Update Capman. It takes in a delta. Update Capman. And this makes me very sad. Lance says, credit to Gene for not cracking up during that interview. I don't know how he keeps a face. Mean Gene. He's a professional. That's how he keeps that face. Corfless, you gotta do something. What did you do to deserve a demerit? That's the question. Usually takes me 2 years on a project to arrive to the conclusions. I don't know how to program. Fast learner for sure. Funk it up, Captain Checks. That's what we're going for. Look, we're gonna funk it up. This whole thing's a mess. This whole thing is a nightmare. Is a nightmare of my own creation. A nightmare of my own creation. Okay, let's just get some dots getting eaten. Let's eat some dots. Yes, the answer is yes, Daddy. Daddy, the answer is yes. So no refactor, only write. Only new code. Don't change existing code, only write new code. Proton, thank you for the raid, Proton. Welcome back again, Proton. How's it going today? Proton, thank you for the raid. Folks, you guys know Proton. Incredible. Commodore 64 coding guru, musician, graphician. Check him out. Be there or be a square. No one wants to be a square. Maybe you want to be a square, but if you want to be round like the captain, go check out Proton. Incredible human being extraordinaire. Incredible human being extraordinaire, JD. That's a demerit, my friend. That's a demerit for sure. Demerit. Cotton 4K. Instead of don't be square, don't be a pixel. Look, what's wrong with pixels? Lance, what's wrong with being a pixel? Sometimes people just want a pixel is a single unit. Are you saying there's something wrong with being a unit? An individual pixel, an individual unit? I think to think these people wrote these games in assembly amazes me. Some of them were written like just hardware, just wired together, not even written. They just, they soldered games together sometimes. That's what blows my mind. Some of the old games, the original, like not Pong, but some of the original Pong style games were soldered together hardware that renders it crazy. Game was distributed with developers holding wires into place. Exactly, Biffles. Have you seen those pinball machines underneath? It's crazy. Be a square root. That's right, Proton. No one wants to be rooted under a square. I need demerit, so I will boozle the captain. All right, here we go. What are we doing? So my brain, let's eat some dots. Because we want to check. So we're going to update Capman, and then we're going to do a check dots. Okay. Check dots. And let's just call eat dots. And maybe we should do maybe Capman player dot eat dots would make sense. I'm just gonna put it here for now. We no longer write object-oriented code. We write hope. We do hope-driven development here, folks. Hope-driven development. We write code and hope it works. Coin says Technology Connections on YouTube got some very long videos about old pinball machines. Old pinball machines are so crazy. They're super cool. Download if you want to get rid of it. Thanks, JD. No, you're fine. You're fine. I know. Look. Captain knows what Captain knows, and Captain knows what Captain knows that Captain is doing, and that's the bottom line. All right, folks, hope-driven HDD. That's right, Biffles. Let's add in check dots. Check eat dots like this. All right, private void check eat dots. we're going to eat a dot. So we need to check, is the player overlapping with a dot? If they are, so we're going to say player dot. Let's try it. Row. Okay, so on my board dot is dot. I want an id dot for my player dot row and my player dot column. Let's add an is dot to our board. Thanks, Corplus. That one is dot. That one is okay. All right, so that one, I'm gonna do similar to is wall down here. Public bool is public. Bool is dot int row int column. Try get element new position row column out element and element dot is equals dot. Okay, we're gonna say is, we'll do is dot. Like that. I've seen a lot of syntax that I never knew existed in C#. I need to catch up with the times. Biffles, which syntax are you seeing? Are you referring to the body expression definition? The body expression definition? Are you referring to the pattern matching is? Are you referring to Booleans, perhaps? Perhaps? Crizzy says, I've spammed your Discord reminders. Crizzy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the reminders. I appreciate it. Mary Cat says, I found a standalone mini pinball at Costco. A silly thing has a video screen, not a paddle or bumper in the whole thing, just a screen. Bummer. So it's just like internally probably just a Raspberry Pi or something. The answer is yes to all of those. Ah, yeah. The elusive bool syntax of C#. This was added, bool. For those of you who don't know, bool was added in C# 12. Before that, we didn't have booleans. You just had to do everything with compares, like equal, double, one. You had to create your own type. Bool is now a standard type in C#, folks. In case you didn't know, so if you're using an older version of C#, be sure to update, because C# 12, we got native bools. A nameless coder, welcome back to the stream. Nice to have you here. Waka. Yeah, so we're gonna do an if we have an is a dot. If the board is a dot, and say if there is a dot there, and we might have to do a little bit more to get it in there. The things it tries to block on a different vibe. Took my kids to local arcade, and my son discovered pinball and played every machine in the place. Pinball junkie now. Pinball junkie. Oh, pinball is so fun. Pinball is crazy fun. Maybe I should get a pinball machine. Maybe I need to do, hey, folks, question. Do we need a pinball room? I think I need a pinball room. So we have our trampoline room. We now have a trapeze room. Maybe I also, maybe I need to, I have a music room. Maybe I need to add in a pinball room into my house. This is my office / game room. JD, I have not seen your pinball cabinet. I'm not sure I need another hobby. I'm not sure I need another thing to collect. I'm sure you can find a Hulk Hogan pinball. I bet you can. Absolutely. Hulk Hogan is one of the most famous people in the world. I'm pretty sure. So the challenge here, Mary Cat, the challenge with, if I create a pinball room, I'm going to need pinball machines to fill that room. And then the cost of it's not the cost of the room that's expensive. The cost to fill the room that's expensive. Biffle says, I think your pinball machine should have an office that you're allowed to work in. Maybe. JD, objection. Have you seen? I have not seen it. I have not seen it. Look, I didn't look. Your name is JD Does Dev, not JD Does Pinball. Come on. How am I supposed to know what you do when you say JD Does Dev? How am I supposed to know? Also, folks, don't forget, JD does it all. JD does pinball.
If you want
JD does pinball.
Like you're talking with Captain.
JD does pinball. If you want to watch someone do pinball and nothing else ever on stream, go check out JD. I have 150 tables on my virtual table. You only need one. Oh, you have a virtual pinball table. Gotcha. No, I want the real deal. I want the real deal. Have you watched like the really good pinball people? They have like they've got their hip up against it, and they like they give it the little side push to really get the ball to go. You got to be able to lean the machine to really get it going, but you can't lean it too much. You don't want to get it tilt. I have all that. Oh well. Well, pardon. Whoa, we got a pinball wizard over here. We got a pinball wizard. All right, folks. If there's a dot here, board.remove element at player.row player.column. So this should. Hang on. Takes 2 remove elements. Oh, we got to give it a position. Apparently my brain really knows what it's doing here. Let's add a little helper. Public void remove element int row int call goes to remove element new position row call. There we go. How was the exam, Corfless? .NET Run, Project Capman, Raylib, Capman, Raylib. Can we eat some... There we go! Dots be chomping. Can't get the power pills yet. Look at those dots go. Look at us go, folks. Chomp, 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 chomp. Clearing out the dots. That worked out pretty well. Now we can eat dots. Some might call us a dot eater. Waka waka, folks. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. You win. I'm in love with you. Well, all right. Well, okay. You win. I'm in love. There we go. We can eat the dots. JD sent me a bit on Discord. Which video did you send me on Discord? Let's take a quick gander here. Let's take a quick gander. What are you trying to destroy me, JD? I'm so scared. JD, I'm scared. Munching on some dots. Why is this file name so crazy? Look, folks, this file name, do you guys think I can trust this file name? This is a file name of a virus if I ever saw one. This is a virus, the file name of a virus if I ever saw one. I'm destroying the .NET. That's right, Biffles. Look, this looks like a virus. From 2022, JD? JD, how many people have you gotten with this? Look, this is from 2022. Look, I can tell that this is an old virus from here. The trustmebro.exe, exactly, Kuani. Trustmebro.exe. And it's a TS file. A TS file. What does TS stand for? That sucker. That sucker. This is a that sucker file trying to get me. Why does it say .ts at the end? This is what it downloaded as. Trust me, it's safe. Trust, safe. It's a safe file for sure. It is showing up as a video file for some reason. All right, JD. I'm nervous. We're gonna play this on the other screen first. Here, we're turning off VLC's volume. I don't see a .mp4. Ooh, look at that. Oh, so JD, this is a digital. This is digital. This is not. Oh, I see the digital on it now. I do see the digital on it. That's pretty cool. JD, thank you for sharing points. Add JD. 125 points. Really cool. Thank you for sharing. I want one. That's really cool. I have haptic feedback, full plunger. That looks really cool. How much does one of those cost? The fingers are digital too. Fozzie, thank you for being here. Smove, sorry I missed you in the chat. Smove, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. The time just keeps on slipping into the future, folks. We just keep on slipping. Smove, or is it S-Move? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. All right, so what I want to do in my game here, I want to just do a little thing, eat dots. And then if we have a dot, I'm gonna do a like int public, int score, and our score will increase here, score 100. We'll have to display the score somewhere. We'll have to do something about that. Cost one was only $280. Is it the same as the one JD has, Mary Cat? That seems like a not bad price. That price seems not bad. All right, so if board dot is power pill, what is that? What I called them? Element power pill. We'll also collect the power pill, but we'll have to do something slightly different. Okay, let's get our is dot is power pill, like that. If it is a power pill, player.row, player.column. We'll also remove it. How much score does the power pill give in Pac-Man? Score in score Pac-Man breakdown. Dots are worth 10, power pellets worth 50, and ghosts worth 200. So, okay, dots 10, score plus equals 50. And ghosts are 200, and then it's bonus. It's like 2, 4. Is it 2, 4, 6, 8? I thought it was 2, 4, 8, 1600. Apparently, I'm wrong. Let's look at that score. Oh, 2, 4, 8, 1600. It just didn't show it all. Okay. And then we get bonus points for the different fruits. Oh, you built yours. Oh, JD, I want to build this summer. I'm hoping I can get all the stuff to build. There we go. Power pill. Power pill acquired. I want to get all everything I need to build the arcade cabinet. That is so cool. Yeah, so same thing with setting up microchips. I have all the components aside from the cabinet itself. I want to build a MAME cabinet, a multi-arcade machine emulator cabinet. Smaller than a traditional machine, has a scoreboard, buttons on the side for activating the flappers, and it stood at a normal height, but narrow and not as long. That sounds so cool. Revere, how you doing, friend? Welcome back to the stream. Happy to see you here. Happy to see you here. Let's take a look at that real quick. Sorry, we're gonna get slightly distracted here because this is super cool. Ooh, it's using this guide. Thanks, thank you for sharing. I'm bookmarking that. Let's do the old bookmark. Beautiful. The Star Wars theme, gotcha. Revere, I'm glad you're doing well. We are making a Pac-Man inspired game from scratch. We're not using a game engine. I guess we're using Raylib to render it. We're trying to write a render agnostic, an engine agnostic implementation of Pac-Man. And then we are going to try and port it to a bunch of different places. So we're going to talk about how we can do a engine agnostic here. So we actually have, if we look at our Capman, is that true? Yeah, Capman. This is all data oriented. It has an X, a Y, a speed, and the directions it's moving. And then we do use these current direction column. Fascinating. I didn't even realize I'd done that. If you don't want to do woodworking yourself, I can recommend cabinet flat packs. So that is one of the things I actually want to do, JD. This summer, we finally have the house that we ended up getting has a really nice garage. and I want to build a workshop out there. I want to put in some cameras and stuff, and so then we'll do the woodworking. My plan is to get a miter saw, get a couple different woodworking stations, and actually build out the cabinets. Hopefully on stream. We might not make it. But yeah, Catman here. The movement controls are horrific, but the idea, we have this. It's agnostic to any engine, and then the actual renderer here. Does the board have anything like that? No, the board is completely separate as well. And our program is where we're doing the rendering of it. So it's completely agnostic to the screen or what tools. There's no, so we're implementing all the quote unquote physics and stuff ourselves. And then we're going to drop it into a couple different places. That's the plan, at least. Okay. Let's get our pack drawing properly. So right now, you'll notice the animation continues. The animation in Pac-Man should change to face the direction we're moving. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I want to add in it so we change to face the direction we're moving. Then I want to make it so that it only shows the animation if we are actually moving. The Pac-Man is actually moving. So if we're against a wall, Pac-Man stops chomping at the bit. So if we go play the free Pac-Man here, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like real quick. So Pac-Man here, come on, Pac. When we hit a wall, stops moving. In the original Pac-Man, we don't actually have the arrow. When we get to a wall, we actually stop the animation. And so I want to implement that, but our Pac-Man should rotate based on the direction we're going. And so we're going to add that in next. Yes, our Capman. We're calling him Capman in this one. So it's our Pac-Man inspired game. Why doesn't this ever remember? Why doesn't it ever remember the last thing I opened here? Here is our... Oh no. Oh no, did that's not save? Oh, it's right here. It's in this, there it is. Here's our we're probably gonna make a couple different versions of him. So someone wanted a fez, so this is what we made. So it's wearing a fez. It's Capman. Also has a beard. Also has a beard. Cool. So that's what we got there. I want to make it so that way it will change based on the direction it's facing. And so I believe in my sprite here, and this animated sprite, I want to be able to specify an orientation, so which direction to face. And so we're gonna give it a direction facing, and then we'll have to pass this in, and we can use this to rotate the Pac-Man, and we might make it optional. We probably should, just because animated sprite feels like maybe it shouldn't all be all this. Royku, I don't understand. Action eats phasing. Welcome to the stream, though. Happy to have you here. Action eats phasing. I'm missing something, I feel like. So we're going to take in the direction we want to go, and then I have to pass this off to my sprite as well, I feel. And then that will have to rotate, because I want to be able to have the information here necessary to rotation, apply a rotation. Hang on. Let me think about this. Should we... My animated sprite, it might make sense to have a rotate method here that we use. We'll just rotate it, and then we don't have to worry about drawing it. Drawing it will set the underlying sprite rotation as well. That one feels weird. Let's add a method here. It's a joke on the direction flag. Duraction. Gotcha. Duraction. I missed it. I just saw action eats phasing. Gotcha. Let's do a draw sprite. Int row, int column, int x, int y, and then also a. Well, let's look at. There's going to be a rotation, and I think it's going to be a float. Rotation. Probably going to be a float, but let's look at this real quick. Raylib dot draw texture rec. I need to rotate it. Can I not rotate? Let's go look at the cheat sheet. Raylib rotate. We have an image rotate. Oh. We have an image rotate, but not a texture. That is fascinating. There isn't a rotation on texture. Hang on. I'm wrong. Hang on. Draw texture rec. Rotation. Here we go. Draw texture pro. There's a rotation in here. Draw part of a texture defined by a rectangle with a pro parameters. I don't know what pro parameters are. Rapton, congratulations on the number 17. Welcome back to the stream. Did you go get the new Phil Collins? All right, go for it. Go for it. All right, so let's try. Raylib.draw texture pro. I want to look at the arguments here. I don't know what pro parameters are. That's so fascinating. Rapton, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you're doing wonderful as well. Any day I can wake up and code is just a beautiful day. Crop. It's interesting that it wants a dest. Source dest. And understand these two arguments. Origin. Source. Dest. What are pro? Rec. Let's look at the other one. Draw part of a texture defined by a rectangle. Draw part of a texture defined by a rectangle with pro parameters. Rectangle pro parameters. Let's see if this is. I have no idea what a pro parameters are. Pro parameters Raylib. Draw a rectangle with scale. See if we can understand this. The arguments, let's look at the arguments are draw part of a texture defined by a rectangle with pro, in quotes, pro parameters. We have a, so my question is, what does source, dest, this makes sense. Origin makes sense because it's saying, where do we want the rotation to be? The source and dest don't make sense to me. Oh, yeah, it does. This is where do we want to draw it on the screen. Never mind. This is where we want to draw it on the screen. Okay, destination makes sense to me now. It's just weird that they've done it this way. Because I was using, well, why is the destination a rectangle? That is weird to me. The destination being a rectangle feels weird to me. But let's try something real quick. Rectangle dest. Dest defines scale and position, then rotate it around origin. Where do you, Kuwani, do you have that information somewhere so I can understand it a little bit better? Is there documentation on that? Pro. I'm pretty new to this type. I'm very new to this, actually. Rectangle from here. It's a video, but not centering textures. Okay. We're going to play around with it. This is why I like reading a little bit better. Watching a 9-minute video and then trying to... Anyway. I'd much rather read a thing. I feel like I disseminate a little bit faster than that. Our crop here. So our... You're saying it... To find scale and position. So... In our rectangle... Scale... So our position is going to be our XY and then our scale should be 1 or... XY, or should this be the actual width and height of this? Because in this case, I'd want to do sprite width, sprite height. 2x is still too slow, too slow. I want to go see, I want to look at the code and then read a comment about how the code is being used. And then if I want documentation, I can read details on how it might be used. Links to this one, cool. Thank you for the link there. Yeah, this is what I like to look at. This is maybe I'm weird and I prefer this. It might be why I don't like tutorial videos. It's not that I don't like tutorial videos. I just don't think they're super helpful. Draw Texture Pro. Screen. Screen 00. Okay. So it looks like we just specify we're drawing a whole screen here, which is fine. So it's gonna scale it up there. Cool. So I think the way I want to do it is fine. So it's not like a 1. I wanted to make sure that when I'm doing this as a value, this is scale in pixels, not percent. That is what I wanted to make sure. So it's the scale in pixels, not in the percent. And then the other one is the top left corner. It's gonna be the top left corner. So where the top left corner is, and then the scale in pixels. I'm curious, since I'm gonna do a 90-degree rotation, it should be fine. It should be, we'll find out. There's a second call to draw texture below. Yeah. Ship.width, ship.height. Yeah. So it makes sense to me. And then ship center. So it's the center of the ship. So I'm gonna have to center. I'm gonna have to find the center of my square, which is fine. That should be fine. And then get time times 90 is the rotation. So rotating 90. Looks like we're in there's rotating 90 degrees per second is what it looks like to me. So let's give it a shot here. Crop, dest, center. We'll have to add a center. Rotation. We'll start with 0. And that should mean no rotation. No rotation on it. Brain. I need to add in a rotation. Center. And this should be x plus sprite width divided by 2 plus sprite height divided by 2. Roku says, I think what you're wanting from tutorials is the interaction, ability to question and discuss with the lecturer of possible alternatives, real life, and your stream is essentially a tutorial video, however, with more of this interaction. Yeah, so I struggle to create tutorial videos because I think I have trouble figuring out how to put all of the relevant information in. I feel like I've done a decent job in the videos I've put together to just take a really long time to do. When I don't think a tutorial is the best way to... I don't think for me and for many of my students that a tutorial video is the best way to learn something necessarily in depth, but it is a good way to get an overview of something. to get started. The problem with videos is the sort of copy and paste from the videos that a lot of people do. And that I find is not the best way to learn. It's copy paste and then modify, understand, can I take this and apply it to a new problem? Tutorial videos tend to show you exactly what to do. That said, written tutorials also do that. I like to have exercises in mine. That's why I don't call mine tutorials, I call mine guides. All right, let's run this. And see if our our Pac-Man is not being drawn now. Our Pac-Man was not being drawn. And so the question is, let me look at this example here. My question is, color.white, what am I doing incorrectly here? Draw from my player ship. Player ship is this texture. My ship rectangle is this texture, or is this 0, 0 ship width, ship height. And then I want to, my player position, the width here, the ship center. This is what I did. I think, this should be just this. It should just the center of the ship center is the center within the cropped sprite, not on the screen. Let's try that. So I was like rotating from a weird place, I think. There we go. All right, so now we're not centered anymore, which is weird to me. Maybe my offset, I think it's my offset I no longer need because I'm drawing from the center of my player. So I had this offset here to center the pack previously. Because before I was just drawing it from the top left corner and then I was adjusting it. No. Weird. I don't understand that. Or am I just not applying? That is interesting. My destination. Did I not hit save? Is that what happened? May not have hit save. Interesting why. I don't understand why my Pac-Man is not in the correct spot. Do these need to be +5s now? For some reason, they need to be +5s. And I don't understand that. And really, they should be plus our Pac-Man thighs. 6 feels weird. Why is... Magic numbers. The size of our image... Let's do our Catman sprite dot. Oh, I don't have the width there. That's what's going on. Wouldn't it be 8 to get it centered? I'm assuming my Pac-Man isn't actually centered in the sprite. There it is. Okay. That looks good to me now. The 8 is the cell side divided by 2 board render.cell size divided by 2. Yeah. Riku, I agree. I feel like when you read from a book, depends on the book. This is, again, online tutorial. I just like books a little bit better. I feel like someone who has taken the time to write a full-on book, not just a tutorial, has spent the time to add in additional information for you to use. Additional information for use. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. There we go. Render the Catman in the correct spot. We want to make it so now if we do a rotation, so I'm going to pull this in here. This should be a float rotation. And we're going to move this up here. And this will be rotation. And this is just a call to draw sprite. Row call X, Y, 0. We do it without, it just doesn't do the rotation. And now in our animated sprite here, we can base it off the rotation that we have set here. We can either pass in a rotation or have it be something that we set. I'm going to do a public float rotation. Here, by default, it's 0, but we're able to set this rotation. And what we can do is when we go to draw this, based on the direction here, so we'll do a Catman sprite.rotation. It's going to be equal to, and we're going to switch on our player, our Catman. So it's going to be our game.player.direction switch. We're going to choose it based on that. So if we're going up, and we can figure it out. If we're going left, there's no rotation. So I know that part for sure. Direction.left goes to 0. Direction.up. I think this is 90. I might have it backwards. Down would be 270. Right be 180. Direction.down equals 270. We might have those backwards. And this should be an unreachable state. Throw new exception. Unexpected direction. Game player current direction. Okay. Okay, so now we have a Pac-Man. All right, so the rotation is interesting because it should be, we actually want to mirror it, I believe. Not a full rotation. So that's interesting. We are going around corners. The rotation would be fine if we didn't have. What do you guys think? Should we just leave it upside down when we go to the right? Technically, cracks me up. That cracks me up. Okay, so we have that rotation happening. It's more that we need to do a flip on it. Nameless, could you understand we should leave it or we want to fix it? Fix is a strong one. So do we want it to stay upside down or do we want to get it so that way the pack is flipped horizontally rather than rotated? Leave it. I find it kind of funny. Okay. So the next thing, we only want to animate if we are moving. So in our animated sprite, what do you mean by fixing features? Exactly, Captain Chica. Why would you ever want to fix a feature? All right, we're making really good progress here. Now that we got the movement done, the ghosts are going to be a nightmare, I'm sure, too, though. We only want the frame to update on the time. So I want to add in a this is a double current time. I'm gonna have this be 0. This will become current time down here. And this changes our animation we need to update our current time on the animation if we're moving. So when we render Catman, we're gonna do Catman sprite dot current time plus equals, and in this case we're gonna do the raylib dot game frame get frame time. So we're gonna update how much time has passed. The cloth simulation around the corners, I don't know what that means. Keep in mind, we're making a Pac-Man inspired game. We're not doing a 100% accurate Pac-Man implementation. We're doing an implementation, like if we looked at Pac-Man and we didn't know how the code was and we didn't care too much about all the little tiny details, how close can we get to make a game that's like Pac-Man but not necessarily the exact Pac-Man? I'm not sure what cloth simulation. I can't quite tell if there's a joke there I'm missing it, I'm sorry. What did I change? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure our animation was still working. I want to... Our pack is only updated if the player position is different. So what I wanted to do is I want to keep track of the last position, and I only update if the position is different. So I kind of want to have this. This is one way to do it. Maybe it's a bad way to do it. I want to have a double last X, double last Y, and if last, oh, this is hard because doubles are really hard to check to compare on. It turns out you shouldn't do what I'm about to do. Game.player.x. So we're going to say if these are not the same. I don't know if this will work. It might work because we end up not updating it. I guess this is going to work. So we're going to say if they're not in the same spot, we actually update the sprite. And then our last X is game. We'll do our last X, last Y. I could do this as well. And I don't have to put the and in there. So now if we're render Catman, these just need to be earlier. The Lumen, welcome to the stream. Have you ever solved an issue that had to do with accessing invalid memory? Segmentation fault, like in programming, or like therapy where I'm trying to access my own, you know, my memories and that I've forgotten. There we go. There we go. Now it stops when we hit the wall. All right. All right. Feels good. Feels good, man. All of your memory is valid, Captain Daddy. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Programming, no trauma. Gotcha. Look, if you have no trauma from programming, you're too new. You're too new. Don't just wait for it. Wait for it. You'll get there. You'll get there. Programming is trauma. That's right, Mars. That's right, Mars. I like that. I like that. We could do it off an epsilon. Kuwani, it turns out I don't think it matters in this case because we're getting the exact value and it only changes to, it works out okay. Yeah, normally you would want to do it based off an epsilon. Normally you would want to do it based off an epsilon, but I don't have to because I'm setting it directly to those values. So it kind of works out. You shouldn't do direct compares on doubles though. Someone in the crew asked me, Captain, have you ever solved an issue that you had due to accessing memories? And I told them, you mean, therapy, trauma, trying to remember stuff? And they said, no, programming, not trauma. And I said, programming, it is trauma. So I did it. Now we'll be able to turn that into, we'll put that on the TikTok. We'll get all the viewers here. Maybe. The Lumen, no. So yeah, I have done it. Some programming languages allow you to access memory incorrectly. Maybe a little bit more details there though. So for example, I couldn't iterate x equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, if I do x of 5, I'm accessing index out of bounds here is invalid memory access. So I'm trying to access memory that's out of bounds. A segmentation fault is another one, which basically means you tried to access access a segment of memory that you don't have access to. So that a segmentation fault means that you are trying to access memory that you don't have permission to access. Biffles, I am now your programming therapist. No, I'm not licensed. I'm not licensed for that. Aries says, I got stuck on my coding assignment last night. I'm going to figure out today. Good luck with it. Keep us informed. Also, the Lumen, thank you for the follow. The Lumen. Thank you for following me. Today we got the Lumen following the Captain Coda. Thank you for the follow, the Lumen. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you here. In C and C++, remember to free everything. Hashtag free the Malex. How did you learn to think like a programmer? I think I just practice. You just got to keep doing it. Over and over and over. The funny thing is, maybe not the funny thing, one of the things that is interesting about how I learned to program is that I learned to program not by taking classes or necessarily reading a book. I learned to program over the my beginning of programming was over the course of probably 7 to 10 years of just without any education, maybe a handful of books that I went to the library or got from Barnes & Noble or whatever. Over the course of those 10 years, it was just, I want to make very specific things. This is exciting. This is cool. And I learned to do it sort of on my own. Something that's interesting is I don't remember how I learned how to do arrays. I just know that at some point I must have had to learn about arrays. And I kind of don't remember it. I don't remember my process. It's interesting when I see my students using arrays. I do remember writing programs without arrays. And when I discovered arrays, I think I just had already enough programming to go like, oh, this is so cool. I used to, one of my very first games when I was a kid that I wrote had like a million int enemy 0 HP equals 10. And then I had this duplicated 20 times or whatever. And same thing with when I learned about objects. I remember doing int enemy 0 x equals 5. Int enemy 0 y equals 7. I wrote code like this for a long time, and I didn't know. I think I didn't know what an array was for a very long time. And I remember when I discovered arrays going, oh my goodness, this is gonna change everything. This changes everything, because suddenly I could say, I wasn't told, hey, I should be using arrays. Instead, I had written code and found the pain points. And now, after discovering arrays, I was able to simplify code I had written a million times. So I'd written code like this a million times. Kuwani, yes, exactly. I had written code like this a million times, and I had seen code written like this a million times. The type of code other people were writing, I'd see this type of code. And then I discovered arrays, and I went, oh my goodness. I remember reading some code, looking at someone else's code and saying, like, what are you doing here? And then it just clicked immediately. I have this problem. There's this complexity in my code that an array manages for me. So the question was, how did I learn to think like a programmer? By programming a lot. And then going back, reading other people's code and saying, how can I make my code better? Write code, look at code, get people to give you feedback, and refactor your code. Make it better. Make your code simplify. Programming, in my mind, programmer's job is to manage the complexity. Manage the complexity of your software. Lewin says, I'm teaching myself via courses, that's okay, in the process of full stack, even though full stack can't be a junior, or am I missing something? You can be a junior. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a junior full stack. All junior means, not all junior means, typically junior just means that you have less than 3 to 5 years of experience deploying applications. Usually junior just means that you may have experience doing some stuff, but you haven't deployed applications into the real world yet. Kwani says, reminds me of the early code I wrote in QBasic. Yes. Maybe I should see if I could find some of my QBasic code that I wrote. Fun fact, every operating system has its own implementation of storing arrays in memory. I don't know. I think you're saying storing arrays in memory. I still miss point with enums. I still miss the point. Raptine, I don't understand. I don't understand what you wrote there. Raptine, are you saying you don't understand why to use enums? You're missing the point of why you might use enums? I don't. If you're asking a question, feel free to clarify. So we have Catman moving around. We can pick up dots. You don't understand the point of enumerated types. Enumerated types is a tool for managing complexity. At least in C#, in many languages are implemented different ways. Let's look at the enums I have. Direction. I could just have some variables called up, down, left, and right. I could just have variables called up, down, left, and right. Because at the end of the day, these are just 0, 1, 2, 3. I could do the following: public, static, class, directions. At the end of the day, I could do this: public, static, const, public const int up equals 0. I could do this: down, left, right. Okay, I could do this. What if I forgot to change this to a 0? So what if I forgot to change this to a 3? My code doesn't tell me I forgot to do that. I guess technically I could do that here. It gives me a warning though, saying, hey, by the way, the 0 is already defined. This will automatically do those assignments for me. Here's another added benefit. Say I want to write a method, public static bool is up for some reason. Int, let's not do a move. We're gonna write a function move that all right, so it's gonna take an int x, an int y, and an int direction. And we could do a switch case on it based on our up, down, left, right. What happens when someone passes in a 7? What happens when someone passes in an 8? Our program doesn't know that we've written a bug. If we make this of type direction, and I try and do a switch on it, or an if statement, it helps me to understand whether or not if direction is direction.up I can't accidentally write 5. So it helps to manage the complexity. Raptime, I hope that kind of made sense. I feel like I was rambling there a little bit. But it's a tool to manage the complexity. In C#, in many languages, enum is just an integer. Typically, it's an integer type. It's an enumerated type. It's countable is the idea. So it's like a list of things. If you have a small set of options like this that are not going to change, so up, down, left, right, I know these aren't going to change. It can be useful for type safety. It can also be useful for programmer sanity. Easier to read, yeah. Hope that made some semblance of sense. Nya says, sing us a song about me following. But you already followed. Nya. Lumen says, let's say you are a hiring manager or interviewing someone for a job position. How many apps should they have deployed so that you could say they are a good candidate? I mean, it's a more complex. It's more complex answer than that. Someone having deployed an app doesn't necessarily mean that they're awesome. Having deployed successfully multiple apps, even deployed successfully one app is a good sign. If they've successfully deployed several apps, that's a good sign. It doesn't mean that they're going to work well on my team. It doesn't mean that they're actually a good programmer. You can write garbage code and deploy apps. At the end of the day, does it work? Sure. Is it going to be someone that we can work with? Are they going to be productive? How long did it take to make the apps? What does the app do? Who's using the app? Maybe they're just good at marketing. Maybe they're just, copy pasted some other thing. It's a complex question. Yeah, it's a complex question there. Lance, enums make it much easier for me to read. Direction.write makes a lot more sense. But that's why, Lance, in some code, in some legacy code, you'll have this type of thing. You would still get the word right, but this definition, I'm not saying you're wrong, this definition communicates something different than an int. The enum data type here is communicating, I need a direction. If I just have an int here, this is, even though I have the variable name, it's not necessarily communicating that I need one of these directions. And you could add a check. You could also add a check that's like a debug.assert, and then make sure the thing being passed in is one of these. But then you get what's called a runtime check, not a compile time check. And there's this idea of failing as fast as possible so that you know when you're doing something wrong. So failing fast is a good thing in most cases. In a deployed application, you don't want to necessarily fail right away. It depends. But as a programmer, as someone writing code, I like fail fast because that gives me feedback of whether or not I'm writing something wrong. In C# you can cast enums. Yes, I thought that was a good way of doing it. If you're casting enums, you might be doing something clever. You could cast enums to do clever things. You don't necessarily want to be casting enums very often because you can lead to weird behavior. So technically I could do something, let's put a method back. Technically I could do something like direction D equals 42 direction. It'll let me do this. It'll let me do this even though 42 isn't any of these. And then some weird stuff can happen. So casting enumerated types is, I would say, a code smell, but acceptable under certain circumstances. But I do think it's a code smell that says, hey, hold on, we are tricking the compiler into letting us do something that maybe, are we sure we want to do this? So if you're casting them, it could be in trouble. This is in C#. So some languages like Java, enumerated types are actually classes and act really different than traditional enumerated types in C and C++ and C#. Let's get a commit in here. Yeah, Gypser, absolutely, absolutely. Good point. All right, so I want to get a commit because we made some progress on this. We got our pack working. We can pick up dots. We can pick up power pills. We animate only when we're on a wall. Oh, sorry, only when we're moving. We move at what I would consider an acceptable pace. We don't go through the wall properly yet, so we'll fix that. But let's get a commit in here. Look, Mars, people can hate me. I think Java is a great language, but I don't think Java is a fun language. It is not the tool I reach for when I want to write code of my own volition. It used to be. I used to find Java very fun, but that's when I was learning object-oriented programming. I hadn't done object-oriented programming. Java was my first object-oriented programming language, or the first language that I used using object-oriented principles, and that was a really cool experience for me. There's a lot of Java boilerplate. There's a lot of boilerplate. Java is trying to have... That's right, exactly. Java tries to say, this is the Java way to do things. Here's this box, fit in it. So that way, if you program in Java, you can program in Java anywhere. Here are the principles. You have to follow those. So that way Java code looks the same everywhere. Does that end up being the case? Not really. But that is one of the goals of Java. Properties and auto properties would be great. Hanso, hi, welcome back. Thetra, great to see you. Add dots, add eating dots, animation on move, and right rotations. There we go. ID and T, welcome back to the stream. Also, who wanted this song? I forgot who wanted this song. Was it, someone wanted me to sing them a song. Forget who it was. I'm so sorry. I'm scrolling up trying to find it. Who wanted me to sing them a song about following? I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm the Nya, 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 little Nya. I'm gonna sing you a song today. Little Nya, it's time for a break. I know, but it's achieved poorly. C# evolved better, now has better support across platforms. C# has evolved very well from what I've seen. We were talking about it earlier, and someone was telling me about C#, showing me all these cool things in C# that you could do, and I just remember thinking, well, I can't use C#. I was a Linux head at the time, still kind of am, but I just didn't want to use C# on Linux. I think this might have been, like I said, in early 2000s, I believe. Early 2000s, I was going like, C# looks cool, but I'm on Linux and it doesn't really run here well. And, you know, I want to write stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to take a break, folks. We're going to take a break. I have fallen in love with C#. I worked at a school a few years ago, is a Mac only school that made me learn how to use Mac, And then also there were a lot of students there using Unity. And so I had to learn C# to learn Unity, and I started teaching just pure C# and not Unity. And I hated Unity then too, because I used to think I hated C#. I used to think I hated Unity because the code I would see was just horrific. And it turns out that there's just a lot of horrific tutorials out there. All right, folks, I gotta take a break. I'm gonna get myself some more bean water, get myself some more fresh water. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna do some stretches when we get back. Beliar, welcome to the string. All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. Captain will return. All right, everybody, the captain's back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. Thank you, wonderful people, for keeping me inspired, keeping me excited about continuing to wake up and code. Thank you for all the cool things you guys have done. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being so awesome. Thank you for all the hat redeems. Thank you for all the bean water. Thank you for all the fun. Thank you for all the fun. I'm gonna take a drink of water here. I'm gonna do some stretching. I'm gonna encourage you to get on up with the captain. Stand on up. Get some stretches in. Start with some shoulder rolls. Take those shoulders, move them up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Biffles. I only wear hats when people tell me to wear hats. I used to never wear hats, and then insanity ensued. So we're gonna start with some shoulder rolls. Take those shoulders, move them up, back, and down, and roll them back. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Roll them forward. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Shake it out. Shake it out. Doesn't it feel good? Get a nice little stretch in. Let's do some neck rolls next. Take that head. Go ahead and lower it down in front of you. We're just going to roll our neck nice and slow around. Let gravity roll it into place. Don't try and force your neck into any particular place. If you feel any pain, go ahead and stop. You don't want to hurt yourself. You just want to love yourself. Love that body. Love you the way you deserve to be loved, because you're a lovely person. You're a lovely person, and this community loves you. Let's go the other way now. Roll that neck the other way. Just a nice little stretches here. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel great? Doesn't it feel grand? One last roll here, all the way around. And then bring that neck up. Coding Chemists, welcome back to the stream. Coding Chemists, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in those stretches. Thank you for joining me in the stretches. Points at all. 100 points to all you beautiful people. We're going to hop back in here. We're working on some Pac-Man. Some Catman. Working on some Catman. The next thing I want to add, let's run what we have so far so you can see it. The next thing I want to add in here is the travel. When I come off the edge here, I want to reappear on the other side of the screen. So I reappear on the other side of the screen. I think that's going to be pretty easy. The one thing that might be kind of weird, and let's go look at the original Pac-Man real quick. Or not the original Pac-Man. Pac-Man, basically. freepacman.org. Let's take a look here. I need to add in the ad blocker. When I come through the edges, I don't think I slowed down. Oh, I do just appear at the other end. Okay. I was thinking I might show partially on one side or the other. So you actually just reappear at the other end. So that's an important thing to note. So we're just going to make our Pac-Man reappear at the other end. So in our Capman here, I suppose this is in our game board. In our game board, when we move Pac-Man, it's true, I could make my port do that. Let's start by just getting him to reappear on the other side. Chonks, it's wonderful to see you. I feel like some version of Pac-Man had the Pac-Man disappear for a few milliseconds when going through the tunnel. Also, good morning. What I'm going to do is when Pac-Man is off the left edge, so when it gets to 0, or when it's less than 0, we're just going to increase by the size of the board. So in our move left and our move right, move left and move right, return where Pac-Man should appear. And what I want to do here is I just basically, after we do the move, maybe at the very end here, maybe at the end of update. God, this code is the worst. In the update Pac-Man, I'm just gonna do a bounds check. Do a bounds check on our Pac-Man here. Pac-Man player. And if the player is off one side, we teleport the player to the other side. We're gonna step into a Slim Jim. That's right, Prophets. We're gonna step right inside. We're gonna need a bigger Slim Jim. If we want to step inside of a Slim Jim, we're gonna need a bigger one. Yeah, invisible wall teleport. That's exactly right. That's also what we're gonna do to teleport the sprite. So that is probably why it's done that way. It's really easy to teleport the sprite. I'm gonna add in a bounds check here. Private void, and I could make this public. Private void bounds check. Pac-Man actor. And we are going to do if actor.x is less than 0, actor.x plus equals, and we're just going to do the board dot rows. So we're going to teleport by the number of rows. I think this is the correct thing. We might need to do a +1. Because one thing I am noticing here, it's like the width of the board +1. If we look at the go away. I need to install an ad blocker on this particular browser. Notice, if I do just the width of the board, I think I'm going to appear in that spot. We'll try it. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot. So then we'll also have if, I guess we can do an else if actor is greater than the board.rows, it's the max width, actor.x minus equal board.rows. Let's give it a shot here. See if that does it. I think it's going to be as simple as this. I might have an off by 1. Oh no, that worked out. That worked out. What's interesting is I don't slide into it. Actually, depending on are they still alive? So I do go through the wall here, or go through the edge of the screen. It doesn't look too bad. Let's zoom in. See if I get a better look here. I do disappear immediately, and I kind of want it to just slowly come off the edge. Oops, unzoom. Let's unenhance. Uh-oh. I like that the Pac-Man doesn't disappear right at the edge. I want it to be, isn't it on the center of the Pac-Man? Less than negative 0.5. Let's try this. Now on the right side, plus 0.5. And then I need to do, I think this one needs to have a +1 in it. There we go. Look at that beautiful pack. I like it. I like it. Okay, so that was pretty easy to add. Not too bad. We could make it so it draws half on each side too. If we really wanted to, we could do that. But it works out pretty well here. I think technically we should do it this way too. I don't know why. I think we do this side. I still think needs a +1 to it. Is that right? Come off the left side. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing on that side. Yeah, there's like a slight delay. So maybe I do want that in there. Maybe I do want this 0.5. What I don't understand is that this should be 0.05. And should this be minus 0.5? .NET Run Project Catman Raylib. When I'm coming from the left, moving from the left to the right feels right. From the right to the left feels wrong. It's gonna do something weird, I believe. Yes, I get stuck over there. If actor dot current direction is direction dot right and current direction is direction dot left and does this feel better? That feels way better. Okay. That feels better to me. It's like you disappear off the edge. And then same with this one. Oh, this was right. Okay, so I had this right here. Okay, I like it. Okay, we have our edge wrapping. You do appear... This can't be right. It does feel wrong. My keyboard keeps... Raylib's doing something interesting that makes my keyboard stop working in the terminal, and I have to... Oh, there it goes. I keep having to restart my terminal. Oh, it's still not working. That's interesting. I swear it feels... I'm not sure if it's just me. I swear it feels like it takes longer to move off the left side than it does the right side. And I'm not sure why. This should be fine. The reason I added in that -1 check. Hyper, you seen it too? It should be decent. So this it shouldn't have anything to do with the sprite being drawn. So I don't understand why it's feeling this way. Let's move our window over a little bit. That is... I could teleport it inside. There is a window movement bug. That was interesting. The player's origin is the center of the sprite. So the X is the center of the sprite. And that's why I did the 0.5, because it should be if when I move off the right, it just feels so much smoother. I'm glad I'm not the only one seeing the weird behavior. So the data representation, it could just be the renderer. So here's the thing. My data representation has no, it doesn't know how, everything has a width of 1. Everything has a width of 1. So there's no width value. There is no width value anywhere. Everything has a width of 1 because we're using a grid. I think the sprite drawing just might be weird. The way it's drawing the sprite might be weird. I don't think it's being called. every screen, every frame, the whole screen gets redrawn, so it's not doing anything fancy. So in the render, we literally say clear the whole screen and then redraw everything. So we're not doing anything clever with that. For drawing the sprite, we just pulled off a sprite sheet and say draw a square onto the screen, and this is where we actually center. So try using 0.1 instead of 0.5 delay. It was the same thing. All right, so let's do this double. We'll call it delay for lack of a better word. And even with 0, it felt weird. The reason I changed it to 0.5 this is the weird thing where it's not letting me type stuff in here again. So, oh, I see what's happening. You know what's happening? I need a -1. So 0, it teleports when it's on position 0, and it teleports to, we're indexing by 0. So this is column 0. I need -1 on my board width because it's actually teleporting my player to this invisible space here because of indexing by 1. So I actually need to do plus board width. I believe board rows -1. And then this is why I was like, I think I need to do like a +1, and then the 0.5 I believe will look correct. So you'll notice now when I move off the edge, I teleport to the actual. What? Hang on. What? It's on a 3-hour cooldown bio. Nice try. Only as a team. Only together can you get a hat overflow. Right. Maybe, Chalks, maybe I just need a hyper. Maybe I should just start from scratch. Yeah, thank you for the hat, Redeem. Let's get a hat. Let's get a hat. We'll add one in here. Captain Cool. Nameless Coder Annex. Thank you for the hats. Thank you for the hats. I need to add a little sound to that. Thank you for the hat. Thank you for the hats. Let's get another one on here. Thank you for the hat, Redeem. Redmer. Welcome back to the stream, Redmer. How you doing today? Chalks, thank you for the hat. Add a hat to the stack. It's our hat stack. This is how we decided to do Capman, by the way. Capman is because of all the hats. Thank you for the hat, Redeem. We're 4 hats deep. I'm going to do a thing here that just says double width. Width equals board.rows. This, I don't understand. Width, if I'm greater than my width. JD, thank you for the hat, Redeem. We'll get a hat added to this deck. Width. Oh, you want to know why I'm dumb? Do you guys know why I'm dumb here? I can't believe this is working at all. I can't believe this is working at all. JD, thank you for the hat, Redeem. Does anyone see my stupid bug? I've written a very stupid bug here. Shy, welcome back to the stream. JD, thank you for the hat, Redeem. Add that hat in here. All right, so check it out. Do you guys? Is the bug is much more obvious. There is a bug in this code. There's a very dumb bug. 500 points. Or 7 JDs, your choice. Spot the bug. Spot the bug. For 500 points or 7 JDs. Is Catman actor? Catman is actor. Catman is actor. So we're Catman. We are passing the correct Catman in here. Okay. It's a really dumb bug. Delay is 0. Delay is okay. Delay is okay. Delay being 0 is not the bug. If we set delay, not the bug. Delay equals 0.5 means that we wouldn't jump until we're halfway off. So right now we're just saying right when we get to the edge, teleport. So there's a minor visual bug there. Is it the signs? No, not the signs. As far as I'm aware, this code is okay. Rows -1. Ooh, that's not the bug, but you're close. You're close. The bug here. Columns, nameless coder. Rows tells me how tall I am. This needs to be columns. So there are more rows than columns. So of course I'm like teleporting way off the screen here. So columns here. All right, nameless coder, do you want 500 points or 7 JDs? 500 points or thank you for the nice nap time. 500 points or 7 JDs, nameless coder. Take the points and hat him again. It is Red Mer. We got the fancy mug. 500 points, please. There we go. Points, add nameless coder, 500. Congratulations. So I believe that's the bug. Let's find out if that is the actual bug. Come on, terminal. Why do you do this to me? There's a 3-hour cooldown. Uh-oh. Nameless coder. I should have given you the option to do a hat. Did you get the hat in? No, it's a cooldown on there. All right, moment of truth, folks. Boom. Look, there we go. I still need a -1. Well, really what I need, I am still teleporting my player off the screen. One thing I could do, -1 here would be one option. If I did minus, I still don't think -1 is right here. Naming the bug, Smab. Really, I believe this is a Pebcac issue. Smab, welcome back to stream. Napalm, great to see ya. Red Murray, you can scroll down to see the most of the commands as well, because not all of the commands are listed there. The -1 will have a consistent teleportation. All right, so the -1 is how we get the consistent teleportation. I don't actually want to, so here's the interesting thing. I don't actually want to teleport until I'm all the way off the board. So I think that there's some more things here. What row column is confusing me as much as what XY is. So Beliar, I am a terrible programmer and I've mixed row and column and X and Y throughout my code here. So madness. No one, this whole project needs to be burnt. Smab. The movement code in this is, I shouldn't just say Smab, but Smab, please shield your eyes. I was glad you weren't here yesterday to watch the horrible code I wrote. So now I'm teleporting into the wrong spot. So I want to be all the way off the screen before I teleport. So this is the width of our board. I want to be -1 here. So it's not until I'm all the way off. And I want to add in my width +2 to account for this -1 plus the 1 on the right side of the board that I want. This one should be width +1. And this is where the delay, I should have done the delay here. +2. I believe this is what I want. An atrocity has happened here today. Many atrocities. All right, there we go. Now it's the same speed on both sides. So if I want to, I could do double delay equals 1. It'd be negative delay plus 2 times. I don't know if delay is the right word here, but I think 2 times delay. It might actually be just one. It's 1 plus delay, actually. I actually am not sure if it's 2 times delay. I don't know that the word delay actually portrays. I need to implement SMAP. That's genius. Luckily, it's not for educational purposes. We got to refactor it for educational purposes. Absolutely. I accidentally pinned hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Or maybe I'm not sorry. Redmer. I don't know how that happened. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the Googles. Thank you for the Googles. Oh, I was too slow. I was too slow. Thank you for the sus. And the Tron stamp. Luckily for me. Yeah. All right. Row and columns always confusing. I try and use just rows and columns, but Raylib uses X and Y, so I started with rows and columns, and then Smab said I should switch it. It wasn't too late, and I said no, it's too late. And then now at that time it would have been an easy fix, and now we're following the gambler's fallacy. The gambler fallacy. All right, let's get a commit in here. Get status, get add, get commit dash m. Thank you for your daily. Congratulations on number 19. Holy cannoli. Feet, add board, wrap around. Did I put F2 as one of the type F2 if you're reading this? I didn't. So one of the reasons I do column row, Smab, I need to be smarter. Look, I wish I was a little bit smarter. I wish I was. I need to come up with a better. And then I also use hex grid with X. Ooh, do we need to make a game called Hexman? Oh, do we need to do hexagonal Pac-Man? Oh no, I think we need to do hexagonal Pac-Man. Oh, all right, we're gonna slow down here. Maybe next time, and then decide what positive means, up or down. I'm saying it mass replace row and column in X and Y. What do we need to add in next here? Hexhatman.net. All right, I've been avoiding this, but I think it's time to start adding in some enemies here. So .net run project, Catman, Raylib. All right. I really want to refactor, but I also really don't know how to refactor the code just yet. Maybe we'll add music. If you do Hexagonal, check the Red Blob Games site. I haven't seen that one. I know this is completely unrelated to anything, but I love the power of my Ember mug. Being able to set whatever temperature of my coffee I want. Is that one of the... that was interesting. Is that one of the things that you set your mug on? Is it specifically, I'm curious what an Ember mug is. You think the Pac-Man's fast? Why does Catman move upside down when going to the right? That's just the way Catman rotates. That's what Smab, we decided that's what we were gonna do. I asked people, should we make it flip or rotate? And people said flip, it's more fun that way. And so that's the way it was. And that's how I get there. Why not? Why not? That's how I walk that way. It's built into the mug. Oh, that sounds super cool. You can put it on a coaster thing to keep the battery charged, but it uses the Internet of Things and the phone app to set temperature. That's really cool. I wish I was a little bit smarter. Exactly, JD. Exactly. That's exactly where my mind went too. Maybe we'll just keep playing this. Do you ever, let me ask other people, do you ever get to a point in a project where you have more fun just doing the same, like playing it, than you do working on it? Napalm, thank you for the hat. Let's add a hat to the stack. I feel like I'm at that point with Capman right now. Let's get a hat in here. Thank you for the hat, Redeem. What's wrong with rotating instead of flipping? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I keep playing my presentation instead of building it. Yes, it's true. I'm like, oh, look how cool that is. Do you ever, another question, do you ever show your work to someone who isn't a programmer and they're like, it's Pac-Man? Yeah, I've seen Pac-Man before. Okay, cool. Stop showing me. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. Here, play it. Use the movement. Look how cool the movement is on it. How do you think I did that? Pac-Man turns upside down. I made a game myself, and yes, I love playing it more than programming it. It's funny. The ghosts don't normally flip. Look, Smab, this is why we're saying this is a Pac-Man inspired game. It's not Pac-Man. Does it look? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. It's not too big. Does this look like Pac-Man to you? Does this look like Pac-Man to you? Huh? Does this look like Pac-Man to you? Lil Nah, how dare you? It looks Pac-Man-esque. Not even, hang on, this font is too big. Not even close to Pac-Man. How could anyone be confused? Huh? Not even close. What? This doesn't look anything like Pac-Man. Does the original Pac-Man rotate or flip? The original Pac-Man, you can't tell. You can't tell. The original Pac-Man doesn't have, really, the original Pac-Man is a puck. The original Pac-Man is a hockey puck. No face. Only puck. He is Catman. That's true. It's true. It's Pac-Man in disguise. We need to give him the glasses and the mustache. We need to give him the glasses and the mustache. He's wearing a beard and a hat in disguise. That is a hockey puck wearing a beard and a hat. Did you know that pucks have a mouth? It's true. I did know that. I used to have a pet puck. It's kind of like the pet rock, but when I was a kid, we went to Canada. And they didn't sell pet rocks in Canada. They sold pet pucks. It's like a pet rock, but it's the Canadian version because of the hockey, you know. And so they have pet pucks there, and you have to feed them to keep them alive. If you don't feed your puck, it'll starve to death. Fun fact. If you don't feed your puck, it will starve to death. Fun fact, folks. I picked it up at Timmy's. It is the Canadian version of a pet rock. It is the Canadian version. Yeah, you should have named it the same as the planned original Puckman. It's a Puckman inspired game. Really? I'm from Canada and haven't seen it. Nameless Coder, what part of Canada are you from? Did I say Canada? I meant Canada. This conversation is messing with my mind. I should stop thinking too seriously. Shy programmer. We're dead serious here. What do you mean? It's messing with your mind? I'm just spitting facts. You're from Ontario, gotcha. You try, if you ever visit Victoria, tell them. That's where, if you ever visit Victoria, Canada, that's where I got my Puckman. That's where I got my pet puck. And I had to feed it, you have to feed it maple syrup. That's its primary source of food. That's why in Pac-Man, you got to keep that puck fed. And these are actually maple dots. And these ones are a whole, the art at the time was limited. And so these are actually giant maple these are pancakes. So those are pancakes, and the maple syrup. You'll look for it next time you go there. Awesome. That sounds delicious. All of a sudden I want to be a pet puck. Look, H. Mendoza. So that's the dream. Right? To become a pet puck. Someday. If you try hard enough. Did you know that Canada has a strategic reserve of maple syrup? I didn't know that. But did you know, folks? Did you know on Captain Coder's Discord? Hang on. Did you know under the roles section? The roles section here. Don't forget to, if you want, you can make sure everyone knows. And that way I can @ Canadian on you. We got the Canadian role over on the Discord. It's Canadian theft ever. So don't forget, let us that way everyone knows how nice you are. All right. Oh my goodness, you guys are cool. You guys are too much fun. I'm having too much fun here. I really am avoiding. Smab, you want to see something horrible? You want to see the programming trauma? This code is the worst. This code is the worst. I need to write some unit tests for my Pac-Man movement, man. I really wish I'd written Pac-Man movement code. This code is so horrible. Oh, this makes me want to cry. Instead of dots, oh, that's what I see, Annex. That's what I originally was thinking. I was thinking, Mars, thank you for hanging out. Keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. All right, let's do a vote. In Capman. All right, so there's a couple ideas I've had, Annex. I'm thinking. Nice, Chica. I'm sorry. The cooldown. I was thinking of making it. So some people have said they want the ghosts to be hats. Some people want the ghosts to be hats. I'm thinking, not necessarily making these dots hats, but the fruit that appears. So this cherry would be a hat, and when you collect, it'll be different types of hats, and when you collect them, it'll actually change the hat that the pack is wearing. So you start out with the fez, but you might collect the top hat or a fedora or something, and when you pick it up, it swaps it out. There, Smab, yeah, exactly, Smab. You're on the same wavelength as me. Look at that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Or at least that's what I'm planning right now. The multi-hat idea. Do we want to? Maybe we should do that instead of writing ghosts, because the ghosts seem like I want to do some research on how I want to do the ghosts first. Everything should be hats everywhere. This is a nightmare, by the way. And maybe it should change some characteristics of the game as well when different hats are worn. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I do want to come up with what I want instead of dots and instead of the power pills. I would like to swap those out for something else. Maybe the hats could also act as extra lives. Lose a hat if the ghost catches you, then game over if you have one. Like slower, faster movement. That's a good idea. Make them sort of like power-ups. Maybe one of them. We could be like Top Hat. What is the guy? Top Hat. What was the guy from James Bond? Was the guy named Top Hat? Yeah, Odd Job. One of the hats you can... we need an Odd Job hat. Odd Job. James Bond. This guy kills people with that. He takes the hat and he throws it. He throws an Odd Job hat. Odd Job throwing hat. In Goldfinger. Look at this. Odd Job's hat. Look at this. One of the hats needs to be a weapon. Bam! Take those ghosts out. We need to add an Odd Job hat. What do you guys think? Famously not a top hat. Yeah. What type of hat is it? Is this a fedora? This is hilarious. What type of hat did Odd Job have? Blam! What type of hat did Odd Job wear? A bowler hat. A bowler's hat. Gotcha. Look, folks. A bowler hat. In all its pixelated glory. His skill of throwing a bowler's cap. All right, let's add a note here. Let's add a note to self. Read me. Ideas. Fruits. Fruits are hats that change the game. Power up, kinda like power ups. Bowler hat, odd job, is a weapon you can use to kill ghosts. And we gotta figure out, kill enemies. Or power down, power ups / power downs. I like that. Shy, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. I'll be back on Saturday. I won't be here tomorrow. I got too much stuff going on. Friday, I got a bunch of stuff going on. I'll be back on Saturday, though. Maybe some ghosts like or hate some hats. Also, if you're not on the Discord, feel free to get on the Discord for notifications. You don't have to, though. You don't have to. What are enemies? Dots / power pills. What should dots / power pills be? What should enemies be? Awesome, Shy Programmer. I've been out of it this week. I've actually been out of it a couple weeks here now with the Discord. I haven't been super active. X destroys all enemies idea. We need a X destroy hat overflow. All enemies blow up. If we get a hat overflow, all the enemies. I picked my rolls just today though. So the negative hats, when you wear them, it'll slow you down. Gotcha. Cool. Glad to hear it. Oh, this is too much fun. I need to start thinking about our enemy a little bit. I did write... Testable is such a loaded word here on my movement. The achievement for hats destroying all enemies. I kind of want to write... calling it Catman right now. I feel like I want a... Let me play one more time and then see if that'll help me decide what I want to do. I don't have time to write the ghosts today. What's something small we could add today? We could add in just a collectible fruit or hat or something like that. I might actually just wrap up. We might end it early. I do have a big day ahead. Some people doing some maintenance on our house today. And I want to mull over a little bit how I want to do the ghost. If I want to... I want to do a big refactor of the movement code as well. The movement code's a mess. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap up. For today. All right, everybody. We're going to end a little bit early today. Hope that's okay with you guys. We're going to find someone to raid out to. And then we will be back on Saturday. So I'm not here tomorrow. I'm not here Friday. And we'll be back Saturday. We have maintenance happening here, so I won't be back until Saturday. So I hope you don't miss me too much. We're going to go raid. Me Magatron is not doing game dev right now. We haven't raided her before. All right. She does Unreal Engine. T Sundown? Sure. What does T Sundown do? Let's take a look at T Sundown. What are they doing right now? Looks like they're doing some stuff in Godot. Yeah, let's go do it. Godot game dev. Awesome. All right. Thank you for the suggestion. Folks, when we get there, we're going to say happy Wednesday. Show us your game. Got a Kickstarter just finished. There we go. All right, so happy Wednesday. Show us your game. That's going to be our when we get there. Show them some love. If you're not following, click that follow button when we get there. All right, everyone. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. I'll be back on Saturday. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Captain loves you. Bye-bye.